on YouTube, there are fans out there that watch it. Suck it. You're not the ones getting drunk and making a video about the history of Rokugan, so I don't want to hear it. If you do, though. More part of you. So they have some children, and for whatever reason, Lord Moon, who is, you know, in the lunar aspect of kind of a little fucked up in the head, because there's no lunar god except maybe Artemis and Diana, who are not fucked up in the head.
Disclaimer, maybe strong language.
That.
Just for you. Just for you.
Well, I figure that there should probably be an intro before, like you should cut in an intro before all of this, where that sort of thing gets said.
Actually, that's a pretty good idea. So people who are going to watch this in this sequence are going to be like, there was an intro. Why are they talking about it?
Why are they talking about an intro? Well, because you see the magic of video editing.
Exactly.
So, Lord Moon goes a little crazy and starts eating his children. Because why the fuck not? Welcome to ancient mythology. Shit gets crazy. So, the children, by the way. The first one I'm not too sure on the spelling because he doesn't really feature anywhere in history. He doesn't really feature in history up until 11 later than where we are. And I'm getting the order wrong, but I don't care. Because I don't remember the order. That's a J. Who am I missing?
I may have to move.
Lord Moon eats. So it starts eating his children. And so Hante, being the eldest, challenges his father to a duel because his father has gone fucking nuts and is eating his siblings. And that's just not okay. Hante, as the older brother, has a responsibility to protect his siblings. And his father is fucking that up. So, I challenge you to a duel. Hante actually wins, in the sense that he slices open his father's belly during the duel and out-tumble his siblings. His father is so upset, and or some other shit happens, that the kami fall straight out of heaven and into Earth.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot one. I knew I was missing one. So, unbeknownst to the rest of his siblings, Fulang...
Oh, fooling.
Yes. So everyone falls to Earth. Heaven has a different name, too. I forget the name for the celestial realm. Oh. Doc, what's the name for the celestial realm? He's in the bathroom. Fuck me. So, Fulang falls not only out of heaven, but straight through Earth and into the realm of shadows. South of what is to be the future empire. This creates a hole in the fabric of reality, out of which then slowly spreads the Shadowlands. This is an important event, and it is also mostly unknown to the rest of them. They fall, scattered throughout what is going to be Rokugan, and they basically teach humanity civilization. They gather around them like-minded mortals in their semi-divine kami state. By the way, these are also referred to as kami. However, they are personages. So not buildings or mountains or any of the other stuff. I have the deepest respect for Shintoism, I swear. So, they start gathering people around them, and then they start fighting. Because at this point in time, humanity is a group of tribes just fighting amongst each other endlessly, because that is the state of humanity until civilization, according to every mythology ever. No, seriously, name one where that isn't the state of affairs. So, they bring civilization. Their groups of mortals start fighting amongst each other. The kami realize, because plural, that this is not conducive to really continued existence, since they don't have a way back into heaven. Like, that isn't going to happen, ever. They need to make the best of it. And constantly overseeing groups of mortals that are constantly fighting each other doesn't really appeal to their refined tastes and their refined senses. And so they get together. And their idea is that they will have a tournament. And at this point, he's fallen off the face of the fucking history for the time being. And so has he. So, all of these dudes and ladies. Doji's a woman. I think Bayushi's a woman. No. Doji, Shinjo. I think Shiba's a woman too. I could be wrong. I know Doji and Shinjo are. They decide to have a tournament amongst themselves to decide who is going to lead everyone. So, the morning of the tournament, Togashi, always enigmatic and a little crazy amongst his siblings, says that he will not be participating. That he's had a dream of the outcome of the tournament, and since he knows what is to happen, it would be unfair of him. So he steps out. Shiba confronts him and says that he's full of shit. Not specifically that he's lying, but that isn't the spirit of what they got here to do, and he's not being fair. So Togashi writes him a letter in verse, as all letters in Rokugan are, the contents of which have been debated through history. And after reading it, Shiba's like, okay. Never mind, you're fine. You stay on the side fence. The kami fight amongst themselves. Goji is one of the first ones out. Blah, 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 blah. The last pairing is a Hante and a Kodo, and Hante wins. Hante becomes the first emperor. Year zero.
That was, 1,124 years ago.
1,124 years
That's
ago.
what it said.
Yes. He becomes first emperor. Every emperor thenceforth will carry his name. Literally. At 1124, it's Hante the 29th. Or some other craziness. I should know that because it's actually really important to the plot, but I don't remember. So he becomes the first emperor. And the clans settle down, and they start doing their thing, basically. Doji, starts actually creating arts and culture, and not so much spreading them to humans quite yet, but showing her relatives, her brothers and sisters, what she's been doing. Shiba has gathered actually some very magical people to him. the Asawa tribe. Yada yada yada. Important people for this point in history. No one. No, actually. So, three warriors, have been with the Kami for quite some time. Or since they landed. These are important personages at the beginning of the Empire, for a variety of reasons. All three of them are warriors, per se. And all three of them have very different approaches to fighting. Matsu, a devout follower of Akodo, female. Has very much a wild berserker-esque style, whereas Kikita and Miyamoto focus very much on a dueling style. Matsu's style is very well fitted to a battlefield, which in the service of Akodo is what she's used to. Kikita and Miyamoto are much more suited towards civilized duels. Not that battlefields in Rokugan are not civilized, simply not the same.
I like the idea of them having to stop for tea in the middle of battle.
Well, sometimes. So in the year 4, for a reason that I have forgotten and didn't look up before now, the first tournament of the Emerald Champion is set to occur. Basically what has happened, as far as my estimation and recollection goes, the governance of the armies of all of the Kami, of the bureaucratization of law, you may cross the shot, since you're already in frame.
No, I'm sorry. I just saw him taking notes on it. This is like a fucking real history class. About these people, you're filming it, aren't you?
Yeah, she is.
I didn't realize that.
You didn't get that from you may cross the shot since you're already in the frame?
I didn't know what you said. Can you edit this out, sweetheart?
No.
No. Love you, baby.
No. That was great.
Right?
So,
That's my girl.
I tried to tell you. The internet will be my witness.
It wasn't enough apparently. I'm sorry.
Love you, baby.
Everything.
Year
I'm gonna go
4,
hide my emails.
Tournament of the Emerald Champion.
Yes. So the basic governance, the basic extrapolation of law, or enforcing of law, is wanting. Simply because the emperor, and thus his court, cannot be anywhere. There needs to be an office devoted to this. And so, in a very similar thing to what they did to decide who was going to be emperor, Hante opens a tournament to every mortal champion that wishes. The winner becomes the Emerald Champion, the first of the Emerald Champion. I should say at this point that Lady Doji is, I am, by the way, a little crane biased in my histories because I love the crane. So,
Could not tell.
there are other things happening. Specifically some very interesting things with Bayushi Shinjo and, I want to say Hida. But I don't know the specifics. Well, really, actually, if you know the specifics of anything that's happening with the Scorpion, I'm sorry. You're probably already dead. So, any mortal champion who wants to can participate, and the winner will be the Emerald Champion. Doji's beauty is renowned, and so, Kikita, wishing to marry Lady Doji, a mortal man marrying a kami, nothing if not ambitious, participates. I think by this point, 3 very important texts have already been written. I could be wrong. Of them, Akoto's Bushido, I know has been written by now. Kikita also writes, I believe it's The Life of the Sword. It might just be called The Sword. And that's been written. I believe Miyamoto, I want to say Miyamoto also writes a book, but I don't remember what it was called, and I don't remember if that's accurate at all. Kikita and Miyamoto have, however, after Kikita's writing of The Life of the Sword, developed a rivalry amongst themselves. Because Miyamoto straight up thinks Kikita is wrong, Kikita thinks Miyamoto is wrong. Miyamoto has developed a fighting style that utilizes both blades of the daisho, the katana and the wakizashi. Known as Ninten fighting. I think Kikita focuses on the, I don't want to say traditional because I'm not sure that it is traditional, but the traditionally viewed school of Japanese dueling, which is one stroke, one kill. That's the basics of Kikita's style. A lot of The Life of the Sword is devoted to explaining how a swordsman and a duelist puts all of their life into everything that they do. It's an interesting philosophy. So, two important events happen during this tournament. Kikita and Miyamoto are paired up against each other during one of the days of the tournament. The tournament lasts for quite some time. But during one of these days, Kikita and Miyamoto are placed against each other, and they are both very excited at the prospect of actually getting to cross swords for the first time ever, and finally see whose style is in fact better. So, according to the legends, they spend the day staring at each other, with their blades undrawn, just staring. Until finally, they bow to each other, and they bow to Emperor Hantei, and they explain that if they were to cross swords, one of them would die. And that is not the purpose of this tournament. They respectfully decline, and both concede defeat. Because, that's what you do. That's what you do. In the coming years, they will have their chance. Not yet. However, despite that, Kikita makes it to the finals. The final pairing is Kikita versus Matsu. That is the final duel. Kikita not only wins, but he humiliates Matsu. And the history is not specific on how, just that he does. So this starts a feud between the two of them. But Kikita is now the Emerald Champion. And so, part of the winning the Emerald Champion was you got a favor from Hantei. Or something to that effect. Because Kikita turns to Hantei after he's won and says, now that I am your champion, I wish your blessing to marry your sister, Lady Doji. And Hantei looks at him like, bitch, you crazy. And responds, very diplomatically, with, my sister is her own woman, but you have my blessing if she will agree to marry you. And so he goes to Lady Doji. And Lady Doji is initially very affronted that a mortal man would dare to wish to marry her. I mean, she gets it, but to actually, ask her brother and then, ask her to marry him? How could you? How dare you? How dare you? So she sets Kikita on 3 very impossible tasks, of which there's a very, very lovely story written, but I don't remember all of it, and this is almost gone, so I'm not going to remember all of it. The short story is, with the help of an elderly woman named Yasuki, who he meets, he succeeds at Lady Doji's tasks, and she is so enamored by his dedication and his actual success to these things that she thought was impossible. I think one of them was, bring me an image of the most beautiful thing on earth, or something to that effect. And so with Yasuki's help, he contrives to bring her a mirror. It's sweet! Cheating, but sweet!
Totally cheating.
She is a kami renowned for her beauty, so it's, you gotta play to the vanity sometimes. But she's so enamored that she agrees to marry him. And so, that's why that's important. So they get married. Matsu, in service to Okoto, is still very upset. And this actually creates a feud between their two clans that lasts for the rest of history, basically. I shall, at this point, since the clans are starting to form, attribute the kami to their founding, to which clan that they have founded.
So Kakita and Matsu fight in the final round. Who was the victor of one more?
Kakita.
Kakita.
Kakita becomes the first Emerald Champion. Anything else? Any other questions so far?
No.
Alright. During this time period also, Hante and the rest of the Empire, you will notice that Hante does not have a clan. Hante does not form a clan. All of Hante's descendants, well, the eldest is the Emperor. The rest of them join, he does technically have a clan in that several followers of his become the imperial families. But they are not a great clan per se. They are the imperial families. So, wait.
It's a time!
Oh, no. Alright, I must assist